What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Match reaction, Liverpool 4, Chelsea 1. Run up the like, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Yeah, absolutely pathetic tonight. Absolutely awful. Way worse than I was expecting. I don't know why I naively thought that maybe we might have half a chance of getting a point out of this game. I did think we'd lose, but I didn't think we'd be completely and utterly outclassed from minute 1 to minute 90. That was absolutely disgraceful. Quite easily our worst performance of the season, hands down. We just weren't at it at all. That first half was absolutely horrendous. It was unspeakably bad. We're getting bookings for the descent. You got the captain fucking diving. Midfield all over the place. Captain awful. Centre-backs horrendous. Sterling absolutely dog shit. It was just an absolute nightmare. The tactics were all over the place. Everything was wrong. Everything that could possibly go wrong went wrong. Yes, you know, we should have had 2 stonewall penalties. The refereeing was absolutely awful tonight. Paul Tierney and VAR should hang their heads in shame. How, you know, they're still going to have a job and officiate matches at the weekend is beyond me. You know, within the first 5 minutes, that is a stonewall penalty on Conor Gallagher. Just gets looked at and waved away. You know, you're just not going to get it. You're just not going to get it at Anfield. You know, and the second one, when Van Dijk just goes through the back of Nkunku, you can just kick players now, can you? You know, that was a key moment as well. Potentially that goes 3-2, and momentum clearly shifts, and maybe the stadium starts to get nervous. And you know, it would be great if Poch's interview after this is a tirade against the referees and VAR. And let's see if he's got the balls to call out what is quite frankly cheating. Yes, we were absolutely awful tonight, but that's not the point. Look, this officiating has been so bad for so long, and it's unacceptable. You know, it's either incompetence from the PGMOL at best, or it's corruption. And you know, I lean pretty strongly on the former. When you see stuff like, I don't believe corruption in football, and I sort of think it's just gross incompetence. But when you see stuff like this, you do actually have to wonder if something dodgy is going on, because it is absolutely outrageous what is going on with this officiating. But I don't want that to detract from the fact about how shit we were and how we were second best to everything, and just how we look an absolute million miles away from looking like a top team, from competing you know, with the top sides in the league. We were awful. We were second best in all the 50-50s. We couldn't string any passes together. Defending was just non-existent. Easy goals. You know, just go straight through the middle. That first goal for Jota, Badiashile and Thiago Silva, awful for that. Awful for the third goal as well. Could have been worse. They also missed the penalty. It was just so easy for Liverpool. So easy for Liverpool. I mean, their XG, I think, was 2.97 and ours was 0 point something. You know, we hardly created anything. Yes, the Nkunku goal is very good. He makes something happen out of nothing. And the only sort of proven player, and the only one with half an ounce of skill in him at this point in time, you know, scores a very good goal. But it's a shame that it didn't count for anything. It's just an absolute disaster tonight. I mean, what are we supposed to do? In the grand scheme of things, yeah, penalty decisions kind of irrelevant to a degree. We were completely outclassed, completely outfought. Liverpool were better, but Liverpool were miles better, and they were also first to absolutely everything. And where was our work rate tonight? Where was the work rate? Where were the tactics? What was the idea? What do we come to Anfield to do tonight? What do we come to do? Because I couldn't see anything that we came to do tonight. Like, what was the plan? Was the plan to lose 4-1 and just be second best all over the pitch in every single department? Surely that wasn't the plan. That can't have been the plan. What was the plan? What was the tactical plan tonight? And look, it could be very, very convenient for Poch to have a get out of jail card on the officiating and blame it on that, when actually he needs to have a look at himself, because it's not been good enough. It's not been good enough. The only players that can come out of that game with any sort of sense of, I'd say achievement, but like can hold their heads high, Nkunku, Malo Gusto, Chukwuemeka when he came on, and Petrovic, who kept us in the game with some very good saves. The rest of them, complete and utter disgrace. What has happened to Benoit Badiashile? He was absolutely awful again tonight. He was terrible. You know, he's been horrendous since he came back from injury. hasn't had a good game for us. You know, he gives away the penalty. He's all over the place. He's all over the place for the goals. You know, Silva and Badiashile were horrendous tonight. Absolutely awful. Badiashile basically just decided to sleep for the entire game. I don't know what he was doing. I like him. I think he's a very good player. That is an all-time disaster class, and it's really quite worrying. It's really quite worrying. You know, Badiashile's had a shocker, but you know, the stats side that he was covering hasn't been battered, like, you know, in the second half compared to the first half. And it was exactly the same on Friday, you know, against Aston Villa. You know, it was just a disaster class from pretty much the whole back line, other than Gusto when he came on in the second half. But Badiashile just making so many basic errors. You know, he was a complete hologram tonight. You know, he was awful, absolutely awful. But you know, today showed that, I mean, our transfer strategy has just been horrendous, absolutely horrendous. You know, Raheem Sterling. I don't even want to get started on Raheem Sterling. He was a complete and utter disgrace today. Not tracking back, lazy, not releasing the ball quick enough. You know, why is he not releasing the ball for Nkunku when he's inside his own half? Instead, he just plays it way too late. He's second best at everything. He's pussying out of 50-50s. This guy is an absolute criminal. Leave him in Liverpool, sell him, get rid of him. 300k a week for Raheem Sterling to serve up shit like that. This is the games that you, as an experienced player, you're paid the big money. You've got the CV. These are the games that you're paid for to make a difference in. And you disappeared. You didn't show up. Where were you? Time and time again. Just not there at all. Completely missing. And it's completely and utterly pathetic. And this guy needs to go in the summer. Get rid of him in the summer. Simple as that. Not good enough. But what were the tactics today? What were the tactics today? I just don't understand it. You know, you can even question in the second half. In the second goal. The build-up, you know, Ben Chilwell seems to be hauled to the ground in a move that, you know, wouldn't have looked out of place in the fucking Royal Rumble last weekend. At this point, it's just, I mean, look at this. Look at this. You see all these decisions in one night. And I don't want to make this about refereeing decisions because we were absolutely awful. But when you see it, just look at this. I mean, what is going on here? What is going on here with this? All these decisions in one night. Van Dijk just goes straight for the back of Nkunku. You know, arm round Gallagher, makes contact on the knee, as you can see. And then Chilwell just wrestled to the ground in a build-up to the second goal. Yes, Liverpool were a better side than us, but ultimately, with some competent officials, we have at least 2 penalties, and that second goal probably gets ruled out because Chilwell's wrestled to the ground. But, you know, Chilwell, horrendous tonight. Absolutely awful. Probably his worst performance in a Chelsea shirt. The midfield was poor. But I just look at it and like Enzo and Caicedo are going to like take criticism in the media. Don't allow that to happen. But look how they're set up. Look how they're set up. What on earth what is the point in having 220 million pounds of midfield if this is how you use it? Caicedo on his own in the middle of the park there. Enzo essentially playing as a number 10, playing as a false 9. We're basically playing Gallagher as a fucking centre forward. And the whole thing is a disaster. From minute one, the tactical setup was just all over the gaff. This false 9 thing doesn't work. It doesn't work. Palmer completely ineffective tonight. The wingers don't work hard enough. Gallagher just isn't it at this point in time. You know, yes, Bro is shit and he doesn't really offer this team anything, but you know, at least it's a focal point up there. What on earth are you expecting to get out of a midfield when you're set up like that? Caicedo basically in there on his own. Enzo just floating around in a number 9, number 10 position. What is going on? What is going on? What was the tactical setup today? It wasn't there. And it just goes to show, guys, that we are still so far off. And I'm sick and tired of this. Look at this away form as well. Yes, you know, 10 unbeaten at home, and you know, yes, you know, you feel like some progress was being made, but we scraped past Fulham, you know, we scraped past Crystal Palace, etc. I've been one of those people that say, you know, some progress has been made, but you see something like this and you're just like, we're still miles away from competing at the top level. We really are. Not that one. You know, we're still a long way from competing at the top level. I mean, look at this away form. I mean, this is a major issue. What's going on here? 1 win in our last in our last 7 away games in all competitions. We've been hammered in games. We literally beat Luton 3-2, and if that had gone on another 5 minutes, we would have drawn that game. Hammered hammered at Wolves, terrible at United, terrible at Everton, terrible at Newcastle, awful at Middlesbrough. We've been hammered again today. This side in a big occasion, you just can't trust them to turn up. You cannot trust this team to turn up on the big occasion. And it's a big, big worry. It really is a big worry. We were awful tonight. We were all over the place. And I'll be honest, like, look, let's talk about it. I do think right now, as much as I think Poch deserves time and should be here, I think it's very hard at this point in time to see a future with Pochettino next season. You know, he's got little to no credit when it comes to results away in the big games, as I've just shown you. And the setup tonight was fucking miles off it. Chilwell, Badiashile, Madueke, Gallagher, Sterling, all awful tonight. And they should, all 5 of them should be dropped for the next game. The only positives we can take, Chukwuemeka, Gusto and Nkunku all came on and they played well. There's no reason now why those 3 should not start the next game. First half, toothless. And at least we showed a tiny little bit of fight. 2 Stonewall penalties denied again. Other than that, absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. A disgraceful performance. Again, what was the plan? What was the plan? There was no plan. Absolutely no plan. No one was good. It was just crap. It's just crap. It really is, and the recruitment policy is now coming back to bite us in the arse. You know, the only Winstanley and Stewart didn't even sign Nkunku. It was Bowley that did it. Stop buying kids. You know, this recruitment policy it's just fallen apart. It's gone to the dogs. It's just fucking shit all round, and it's just so depressing being a Chelsea fan at the moment. So depressing. It really is. You know, we had some chances, sure, but we were totally outplayed. I just don't know where we go from here. I really don't know where we go from here. You know, yes, there's still things to play for. We're still in the FA Cup. We've got the Carabao Cup final, which could be a long, long day for us. And, you know, we're still playing to sort of finish in the top 5, top 6. But other than that, you know, outplayed today. Fucking shambles. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. They hit the woodwork 4 times. Liverpool, they had 4 big chances, missed 2. You know, they scored 4 goals and had 28 shots. Right now, the coaching just doesn't seem to be there for us. You know, Poch has got to just keep banging on about the decisions all the way up until the cup final and pressure whoever the ref is in that day to giving us one to even it out. But yeah, I mean, fuck me. It was awful. Absolutely awful. Apparently VAR was brought in to make football better. Yeah, of course it was. Yeah. Fucking dreadful tonight. Got nothing else to say. All-time disaster class from so many. Man management from Poch has been terrible. You know, it really has. You know, for Chelsea, he's tried to play this weird form of, I don't know, bad cop, but like it's leading to random rotation, lack of consistency and team selections, which yes, injuries does affect. It's very difficult to build any sense of positional rhythm in this Poch team. A few things that work, Gusto coming into form, Palmer as a 10. There always seems to be players going in and out, and then they're dropped as soon as they have a bad half. For example, with Mudryk, the players look like, you know, they can't stand it and do not want to run through brick walls for him. He's not coming across as authentic. It looks like, imposter syndrome. And, you know, he's trying to act like a big manager when maybe he's not. But just in general, it's just not looking right. But yeah, fucking disaster tonight. We go on to Wolves Sunday. Don't know what to expect from that. But yeah, guys, that's just my thoughts. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and I'm out of here. Peace out.